What type of content should you post on social media? How do you get ideas for content? And how do you ensure that it's actually relevant to prospective clients or business owners? That's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. Last week, I made a video generally talking about how to do marketing for your bookkeeping business. In this video, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to give you real tactical advice on what you can actually start doing right now, today, to improve your social media marketing or your marketing in general for your bookkeeping business so that you can actually get clients. My name is Zach Pasquarello. I'm a bookkeeper. I own a bookkeeping business. I talk about my bookkeeping business on my YouTube channel simply because I love doing it. If you want to skip all these videos and just get right down to it to actually learn how to start your own bookkeeping business, I have a course for sale on my website. I also have a 30-day social media marketing strategy guide for sale. harrisburgbookkeeping.com/store. You can just buy the social media marketing strategy guide, or it is included if you buy the full course. Honestly, don't care if you buy it, but it's there if you want it. Let's jump right into it. Okay, let's talk about it. Everything I'm about to say is stuff that I actually do in my bookkeeping business. I'm not a marketing guru. I'm not a sales expert. I'm not a business expert. I've just been doing this for 4 years. So I'm just going to talk about what I actually do in my bookkeeping business. I've been doing it for 4 years. I have more than 70 clients. I make more than $30,000 per month, blah, blah, blah. You guys hear me say it all the time. Okay, what type of content should you post? So I'm talking specifically social media. If you do email marketing, or if you have a blog or SEO for your website, I'm not talking about that. Right now, I'm talking specifically social media marketing. Everything I have done for my business has pretty much been social media marketing. I've never paid for advertising, Google ads, Facebook ads, billboard, magazine. I've never paid a social media manager to do this for me. It's all been done by myself for free, which is awesome. That's good news. That means you can do everything I'm about to talk about. When I got started, I didn't know anything about social media. I had a Facebook. I didn't even have an Instagram when I got started. I had a LinkedIn profile and I had Facebook. I didn't know I was not very popular on Facebook. I had a couple hundred Facebook friends. I had a few LinkedIn connections. That's it. Okay, so what type of content should you post? I think it's a good idea to mix it up. You don't need to do videos. I didn't do videos for the first year. Videos are really hard. I think they're great, but they're hard. Don't worry. Don't stress yourself out. If you don't want to do videos, you don't have to. I think it's a good idea to mix it up. You can do just words, or you can do a picture with a caption. You can do an infographic or a flyer. I definitely recommend check out Canva. If you haven't already, canva.com. I'm not sponsored by Canva. I'm not getting paid to say this. It's just a great website. It's like Photoshop, but it's really easy to use and it's free. They have a paid version, but they also have a free version. And I used the free version of Canva for a long time. I pay for it now. It's like $13 a month, but you can just use the free version and you can edit your pictures. You can create really cool infographics and flyers, and you can customize. They have templates that you can customize. You can make your own logo. It'll help you design your website. Ton of options on Canva. Definitely recommend. Check it out. And so for the content to post, I think you should mix it up. I think you should do some bookkeeping tips and some QuickBooks tips, but then you can also just talk about business in general, or productivity in general, or how you manage your schedule, or how you work with vendors and contractors, like business in general stuff. And then you can also talk about personal stuff, like don't be a robot. Don't be afraid to show that you are a real person with a real life and hobbies and interests. The whole point of social media marketing, there's two things you're trying to do. You're trying to establish yourself as a bookkeeping expert and a QuickBooks expert, which is really easy. Anybody can do that. As long as you consistently talk about bookkeeping and QuickBooks for a long period of time, it can be the worst content ever. But if you're talking about bookkeeping all the time, people are going to generally assume that you're a bookkeeper and you know what you're doing. That's not hard. That just takes consistency. The second thing you're trying to do is build trust with your audience. That is really hard, and it requires a bunch of things. One of those things is proving to people that you're a normal person, a regular person, just like they are. And so posting personal stuff is totally fine. You don't have to put your kids on social media. I'm not saying you have to do that, but a picture of yourself working out, watching a football game, going out to eat, hanging out with friends, going to a concert, hanging out with family, just like normal stuff. And then you can always circle back to your business if you want. Like you can write a caption that, says whatever, describes what you're doing in the moment, but then you can also bring it back to business. You can bring it back to bookkeeping if you want, or it doesn't have to be. It can just be a regular post like, hey, I went on vacation to the Grand Canyon. Here's a picture of me and my wife. Like simple as that. It just establishes trust with your audience. It allows them to get to know you because right now they don't know who you are. If you're brand new to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, people don't know who you are. So you just have to show up every day. You have to create content. It can be personal. It can be like business in general. Like you can give out a regular business tip. It can be related to finance and business. I talk about credit cards all the time. I talk about accounts receivable and paying people with checks. Like those are kind of business, kind of bookkeeping related. I talk about QuickBooks. I talk about sales tax and payroll tax and unemployment compensation. I talk about bookkeeping specific stuff like income statement, profit and loss, balance sheet, tracking your W-9 contractors, keep your cash receipts. I talk about bookkeeping stuff. I talk about QuickBooks stuff. It all circles back to this general theme. You're trying to build trust and you're trying to get your name out there and prove to people that you're a bookkeeping expert and a QuickBooks expert. So to finish this answer, what type of content should you post? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you post. You just got to post every single day. And the key here, if you do the same thing, literally the same thing every day, and if you don't try to improve, then that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I promise you, it's not going to work. You have to post every day. You also have to look and see what's working and what's not working. That's going to be different for you. It's going to be different for me. It's going to be different for everybody because we all have a different audience. I have a lot of local business owners in Central PA. My audience is very different from you if you are in Texas or California or Florida. Like your audience is very different from my audience in South Central Pennsylvania. So the content that works for me might be totally different from the content that works for you. So I can't tell you exactly what to post, but I can tell you generally what to post. And the thing is, you need to look back, previous 7 days, previous 30 days, figure out what's working, what are people responding to, what are people engaging with, reacting to, what's getting more likes and more comments, what's stirring the people up and getting conversations going, and what's not. Simply do more of what's working and do less of what's not working. How do you get content ideas or topic ideas? Great question. You can do some research. Go to Google. I did this in the beginning. I still do this today. Go to Google, read blogs from other bookkeepers, top 10 bookkeeping tips for new business owners. You're going to do two things. You're going to get ideas for social media marketing. You're also going to learn how to be a better bookkeeper. You're going to get ideas on like what to teach your actual clients. It's a win-win. You're going to improve your marketing. You're going to improve your business as a bookkeeper. Do some research. Treat it like, I'm sure you all went to high school and you all like had like a speech class or an English class where you had to write a research paper or prepare for a speech. You probably prepared a speech on like seahorses or a circus, I don't know, whatever. It could be anything. And like you had no idea about seahorses. You did some research, you took notes on note cards, and you figured out what to talk about. The exact same concept applies to your bookkeeping business. Do some research, read some blogs, and figure out what to talk about. And you can also go to ChatGPT. artificial intelligence is really advanced now. You can ask ChatGPT, you're not going to get word for word what to post about, but you can generate ideas. Like, hey, give me 10 ideas about social media marketing for a bookkeeping business related to QuickBooks and small business owners who are real estate investors. That'll give you 10 ideas, and then you can kind of tweak them and make them your own, put it into a picture, make it into a caption, make an infographic, make a flyer, make a short video on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. You can use artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, you can use Canva, and you can read blogs from other bookkeepers on bookkeeping tips for small business owners. And then also you can follow people like myself. I love Alex Hormozi. He's a genius. There are thousands, if not millions, of other entrepreneurs, gurus, sales coaches, marketing experts. There are other people on the internet. You can follow them. I'm not saying copy word for word what other people are saying or doing, but you can follow them and you can get ideas. Like if you really like the way somebody posts their pictures with words on the screen, like you can look at what they do and then you can kind of copy the theme of what they're doing. You can put your own picture and you can put your own text in your picture in a similar style that they're doing. So follow other people and do research. Be strategic about it. I'm not suggesting that you scroll through social media for 2 hours every day, but I'm saying spend 10 minutes, spend 15 minutes, read a bookkeeping blog, study some social media marketing material from other people. And if you see ads on Facebook or Google or Instagram, if you see ads, look at those ads. Look at the kind of captions that they're writing. Get ideas. Look at the hashtags people are using. You just got to think about it. You got to be strategic. You got to do some research. And then finally, how do you ensure that it's relevant to business owners? I've heard this concern before. People are worried. They're talking about the same thing over and over again. And if any of you know who Gary Vee is, he's been talking about the same thing over and over again for 10 plus years. And it doesn't get old. People still like to hear it. People still need to be reminded of it. If any of you have watched multiple of my YouTube videos, hello, like this is proof right here. I talk about the same thing over and over again. I talk about starting a bookkeeping business, learning bookkeeping fundamentals, sales and marketing, customer service, onboarding clients. I talk about the same thing over and over again. And people still watch my YouTube videos. Millions of people watch Gary Vee. Don't be afraid to be redundant for a couple reasons. First reason, if you follow my social media marketing strategy guide, then you know that step number 1, create content. Step 2 and 3 is find and connect with potential clients. And so if you are following that strategy, you are continuously adding new Facebook friends, new Instagram followers, and new LinkedIn connections. If you do that properly, you are continuing to grow your audience with new people. So if you posted about something last month and you say the same thing or something similar next month, new people are going to see it. New people are starting businesses every year. New bookkeepers are starting a bookkeeping business every year. So I can make the same content over and over again, and new people are going to see it. So don't be afraid to make the same thing over. I'm not saying like literally reuse the same stuff over and over again, but you can talk about similar stuff over and over again. The second thing is that consistency builds trust and establishes you as an industry expert. So you want to stay focused on one thing. You want to continue to talk about bookkeeping and QuickBooks and business specifically. And so that will help to reiterate the fact to your audience that you are a bookkeeping expert. You got to stay consistent. If you talk about insurance and then bookkeeping and then real estate and then something else, like you're going to confuse your audience. You want to be consistent. Talk about the same thing over and over again. That way people know 100% yes. Zach has been talking about this stuff for 4 years. He's a bookkeeping, I know for a fact he's a bookkeeping expert. He's not my bookkeeper, but I just see him on social media. Like I know him, I refer him to other people. Like surely he knows what he's talking about. He's been talking about it for 4 years. So be consistent. Don't be afraid to talk about the same thing over and over again, and do some research. Come up with new content ideas. Stay consistent, post every day, mix it up, talk about your personal life, talk about your business, talk about bookkeeping. I hope this stuff was helpful, guys. I'm super passionate about my bookkeeping business. That's why I talk about it every single day. Follow me on Facebook if you haven't already. Join my Facebook group, check out my course, check out my store. I've got weekly meetings where me and like 30 other bookkeepers, we meet every Monday at 3 p.m. and we ask questions. We support each other. We hold each other accountable. It's an awesome group. It's only $49 a month. So if you're interested in kind of like getting into it a little bit without spending too much money, definitely recommend check out my weekly meetings, Monday, 3 p.m. The link to sign up is in the description below. Hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, this whole video, I was answering somebody else's questions that they asked in a different video. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll answer. I'll do my best. And if it's a really good question, maybe I'll make a video about it.